Question for the whole panel here. Would you be okay with your long-term monogamous boyfriend going to the strip club?
Yes.
You'd be fine with that?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
Well, he's like seeing all the.
Don't you trust him?
Yeah, but I feel like the strip club is different than going out to the club. Like
there's a less likely chance of those strippers having any interest in fucking your boyfriend than the men at the nightclubs that you're going to wanting to fuck you. All the guys in the club at the party want to pursue you sexually, romantically. The men that go to nightclubs, none of the strippers want to fuck them. They think they're a joke. They think they're clowns. They have no respect for the guys that go to strip clubs.
Mm-hmm.
But why? He's just going out to have fun with his boys.
Well, because would he pay money, like, for them? Like, spend money on them? Or
yeah,
just,
there's
like,
probably an entry fee. Maybe he has to buy a drink.
Or is he like...
But don't you trust him?
But that's, like, different. I don't think
How's it different?
Because
he's
that's
not,
like me...
He's not trying to fuck the girls. He's just going out for fun with the boys to the strip club.
Well, when I go out to clubs, I'm not, like, getting, like, aroused by other guys, like, dancing on the stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
But don't you trust your partner?
I guess.
What about you?
That's a good question. I think if it was a regular thing, I would definitely have a problem with that. I think if it's just a bachelor party or something like that, probably wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
But obviously no, a regular no.
Look, here's the thing, right? It's a specific environment that I have an issue with. It's not necessarily it's certainly not the going out in public. There are both men and women who go out with the intention of getting laid. Nobody goes to Trader Joe's with the intention of getting laid. There might be some dorks out there who are like, I'm gonna go pick up some chicks. But like most women, most men are not going to these environments with the intention of getting laid. So, I mean, have you never gone out to a party, bar, or club hoping to maybe meet a cute guy?
Yeah.
You've never hoped to like meet?
I have
going
when
out
I'm
tonight.
single.
Yeah,
Huh?
when I'm single.
When I'm single, yeah,
Well,
that's
sure.
But not when I'm
an
taken.
intention sometimes, not every time. But
Yeah.
if I am in a relationship, I'm not going out to a bar or club and being like, I hope I can find some guy that's going to think I'm hot.
Yeah.
I'm going out to have a good time with my friends.
Dance.
But
I have a question. So this is about fidelity, right? Like the woman's fidelity to the man and her honoring and having and like honoring his boundary. So my question for you, Brian, is if a man is watching porn, is that the same? I mean, should a woman not expect that he is not watching that? A girlfriend, should she expect that he's not watching that? Because I think the spirit of infidelity is there.
I would argue it's pretty different, but if as a woman you want to date a guy that doesn't watch porn, that ought to be a conversation that you have with someone, hopefully early on in the relationship. If that's an expectation for a partner, I think that's totally okay. And I would encourage men, I would actually think it's probably better for the sake of your relationship to not be consuming porn. Now, I also think this sort of almost brings it back to a previous conversation we were having. If you don't want your partner watching porn, you should sexually fulfill your partner so they don't feel the need to watch porn.
Okay, but I think there's lots of guys.
Because men who are sexually fulfilled by their partners are not going to be as compelled to watch porn.
I disagree with that. I think that you can 100% fulfill your partner to the point that they don't, like,
Some
you
men
are
have
more
addictions.
desirous
Yeah.
than they are, and they'll still want to watch porn every day or like every other, like, you know.
As a woman, I think it's 100% respectable if you have a preference for dating men who don't watch porn or rarely watch porn, whatever it may be. That's 100%.
Would you go so far as to say a self-respecting woman should expect that her boyfriend does not watch that?
I don't think you would be lacking as a woman if you as a woman didn't care about your boyfriend watching porn. I don't think there's anything wrong with you as a woman if you don't care if your boyfriend watches porn. But I don't object to a woman having a preference to date a man who doesn't watch porn.
Okay.
That's totally fine.
I just wondered.
It's probably better for your relationship to find a guy who doesn't watch porn.
I agree, because I think that like you're pretty like that's your boundary, but you also are promoting it to men that you think that they should be concerned if their girls are going out to bars and all that and, and having girls' nights.
I think that's way worse for the relationship than men watching porn.
How so?
Because the guy watching porn is not going to fuck any of those girls.
Sure.
So there's degrees to infidelity. If you consider watching porn cheating, then that's not as severe of cheating as going to bars, clubs, and parties, and potentially.
So if we did a risk analysis, right? Sure. Is there a greater risk that she could be taken and some guy talks to her and woos her, or the girl gets too drunk and she ends up going home and there's a big scandal? Yes. But I think that, like, if you look at the statistics and you look at all what behavioral scientists are saying and all of these experts about watching porn, there's much more evidence for that as being a detrimental behavior in the long run than going out and going to a bar. So
he's literally looking at naked women versus you going and having a drink with your
so it's lower risk, but it's much more, I think it's more easily justified. And so then it becomes and it grows and it accumulates. And so I think that's actually more toxic than this maybe high risk, high reward.
You think it's more toxic for men to watch porn than women to regularly go out to bars and clubs and parties and drink?
At the very least, I think it is equal. I think it is equal.
How is it there? I'm not saying that. I've already not even conceded. I don't think it's good for men to be watching porn while in a relationship, for the sake of the woman and for the sake of themselves.
But
it's way fucking worse when it comes to the disrespect for a girl that you're in a relationship with to be going to the club multiple times a week.
Okay.
That's way more disrespectful to your partner in various ways, because men care a lot about respect, right? So while your boyfriend watching porn, that's something internal within your relationship, but you going out to nightclubs, that's also not only disrespectful internally in your relationship, that's something that other people, your social circle, will become aware of, and that can be disrespectful on top of it. If I'm dating a girl and my close male friend or some guy I'm trying to close a business deal with sees my girlfriend at the club acting like a fucking arsler, then like that looks bad on me. So it's both internal and externally impacting the relationship.
Okay, but so let's deal with the internal first. So these women at the panel, they all just said, I can go out to a bar, and correct me if I'm wrong, I can go out to a bar and say no to guys and say, no, I have a boyfriend, and respect my boyfriend. Am I right? Okay. So they all say that, right? So we have to assume that their mentality is good, is positive. And then you're saying a man who's watching porn, it's harmless. So
I'm just feeling like
he could say, I'm not cheating.
I agree with you. Porn is bad, but you're just trying to. We can talk about all kinds of things, comparatively speaking. We can have a conversation about porn, but right now we're talking about going out to bars and clubs.
I know, but
this is a separate conversation.
But here's my point.
What's your point?
So if you think that even though they say their intention is pure and is fine, but you're saying, well, I think that indicates maybe you're not ready to be in a legitimate, like, long-term relationship, because it shows that you want something that is conflicting with your long-term goal. I think the same thing could be said about a man who's watching porn. In the long term, it conflicts with the long-term goal of being in a healthy, stable relationship.
Okay, so what is your point?
So I'm just saying that
porn is bad. I agree. What's your point?
No, my point is that if you're gonna be so harsh about the detriments of the single woman's behavior, the woman's behavior when she goes out and into a social setting, then I think the same expectations should be held. The men should be held.
Women can watch porn too, by the way.
And I would also so men or women, when it comes to watching porn.
The difference is when going to a nightclub and a bar, it would clearly be cheating if the guy approached a woman, right? But there's some debate over whether it's just cheating to put yourself as a woman in an environment where you know for fucking sure men are gonna hit on you. You're gonna get male attention. I think that that's cheating. Off rip.
Okay. So if you like,
It's disrespectful to your partner.
But
don't you think it's disrespectful to your partner to watch porn?
Not necessarily.
Why not?
Because that more so just comes down to one, it's not gonna, okay, you can go to a nightclub and sure, you're 100% faithful to your boyfriend, you'll never cheat on him. Cool. However, the fact that you're going to that environment, people cheat in those environments. People get drunk. Even if it's not your intention, have you ever had a girlfriend or a guy say they made a mistake? Oops, it was a mistake. Fuck, I was really drunk. My bad. Have you heard of that? If you're watching porn, again, I'm not saying that porn is wonderful within the and again, there's probably degrees to it. If they're porn addicted, that's really bad. If they watch porn occasionally when you're out of town, I don't think that that's the fucking crime of the century, okay? But a man watching porn, even if he's porn addicted, is never gonna cheat on you because of that. He's never gonna go fuck another woman. He's never gonna go fuck a chick in a dingy fucking bathroom at a nightclub because he watches porn. If you put yourself in an environment like a nightclub or a bar, like actual physical infidelity can occur.
Isn't watching porn putting your mental state in an environment where it's okay to look at other naked women, therefore allowing yourself to maybe think it's okay to talk to other women,
absolutely.
flirt with
I agree
other
with that.
women, kind of getting into that?
So you're saying you think watching porn is as bad as your girlfriend fucking another dude?
That is not what I'm saying,
Because
and you're taking my words out of context.
But
What I am saying is that if you're
trying
going
to make a comparison. No. You are trying to make a comparison between watching porn and a woman going to the nightclub or bar.
But the point here is that is in the mental state.
If you take each of them, you put each of them to their maximum negative outcome. The maximum negative outcome for a man watching porn is he's porn addicted.
Okay.
The maximum negative outcome of a woman going to a bar or a nightclub is infidelity in that environment.
I said high risk. I said it was high risk for sure. Okay, but what I'm saying is,
you're just arguing to argue. I don't know what
I'm not arguing to argue. So here's what I'm trying to say: that the whole purpose was about if we take the general mindset of the average girl, she's in a relationship, she goes out to a bar. We can assume. You're trying to assume you're saying that it's worse than a guy who's looking up porn. It doesn't even matter if he's porn addicted.
It is worse, yes.
But that mentality. So if we're assuming that because going to a bar does not
worse
necessitate
than physical
an actual
assault. Murder is worse than slapping somebody
in the
in
face.
the
But you can go to a bar, and just because it's a possibility that could happen, it doesn't mean that actually happens. So let's say they go to a bar, nothing happens.
If you were married, would you go, like let's say you were married, would you regularly go to bars and nightclubs?
No. But I also would expect that
for?
my husband would not be watching porn.
That's fine. That should be something that is established early on in the relationship.